Hi, a question just came in the live chat. How do you create an HTML button that when you press that button, your P5 sketch restarts itself? So I'm going to look very quickly at how to do that in this particular video. So I have one of the P5 examples called flocking. It's running a flocking simulation. There's a lot of code involved with this, but we can see that actually what's in setup and draw is quite simple, and mostly all the code is happening in other objects. How that works is not really the content of this video. I want to look at how we're going to have the sketch restart with a button. So first of all, let's at least look, how do we add the button to this page? So the way that you can add a button in a P5 sketch is using the p5 DOM library. And you want to make sure that you've got the DOM library included. If you're using this desktop editor, which by the time you watch this video might be completely different or obsolete, but the main thing here is you want to make sure in your index.html file that you're referencing the p5 DOM library, which I am here as well, because the button is not part of just the plain vanilla p5 library. So that's already set for me, and as soon as that's true, I can say createButton, and I'll pass a single argument to that function, reset. So now if I run the sketch, you can see here, I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. There we go. You can see all the way here at the bottom, there's a button that says reset. Now, of course, if I were to click this button, nothing's going to happen because I haven't actually attached any event to it. So I need to attach an event to that button. The way that I attach an event to that button is, first of all, I need a variable to store a reference to that button so that I can say button.mousePressed reset sketch. So what I want to do is that this particular button that's on the page, when I press that button, I want to execute a function called resetSketch, which will somehow reset the sketch. Now, resetSketch isn't some function that exists as part of P5. It's a name that I just made up because I'm going to write it. Now, your instinct might be to do this. Just call setup. Setup is a function. Whenever I press the button, call setup again. Let's try that. Let's save our code. And let's see what happens. Now, weirdly, that worked, but look what's happening. Like, more buttons are being added. All sorts of things are happening, right? Because everything, create canvas was called again, which is a little bit of a problem. So this is a bad idea. Even though this kind of worked, I don't want to tie the setup function to a particular event, which is why I said I want to make my own function called resetSketch. So what does that mean? I need to then write a function called resetSketch. And in this function is where I want to put all the code that should happen when a sketch is restarted. So you might be gathering now, watching this video, realizing, oh, there's not a way to just do this automatically. And I would say there really isn't. It's up to you to kind of define what it means to reset a sketch and then execute that code at the appropriate time. The good news for you is I can say, you know what I think it means to reset a sketch? I think it means only to do this stuff. It means to make a new flock object and to add 100 voids to that flock object. So I can take that code and put it into resetSketch. And you know what I can do even better than that? I don't need, your instinct might have been to do this, to take that code and copy it in there. And now this is actually good, right? You see the sketch is running, I hit the button. Every time I hit the button, it's resetting the sketch. So you could say that we're done, but I don't like this. I just duplicated this entire block of code down here in this function. And what if I want to change what's happening when I reset the sketch, but also have that happen in setup? Well, the fact that I made this resetSketch function means I can also call it in setup. So basically now, if we look at setup's code, this is wonderful. What setup does is it basically says, create a canvas, set up the sketch, and by the way, make a button that if you ever press that button, set up the sketch again. So basically everything associated with starting the sketch is in resetSketch except for making the canvas, which I really only want to do once, and making the reset button, which I really only want to do once. So now if I run this sketch, we can see there it is flocking, and if I hit reset, every time I hit that button, it resets the sketch. And this, my friends, is a less than 5-minute tutorial video. And I'm so tempted to keep talking, but lest I go over 5 minutes, I'm going to hit stop. So hopefully you found this useful. If you make your own button or something that resets a sketch, let me know and share it in the comments or ask questions in the comments, and I will get back to you. And this code will also, the code for the sketch, 4 minutes, 45 minutes, the code for the sketch will also be posted to GitHub. And a link will be in the